Hi guys, this is another edition of Ryden Talks. I'm just gonna get right into it, because this kept me up last night, and I was very mad, and I didn't want to get up out of bed at 5 in the morning to fucking shoot a video. And I was thinking last night, I realized that there's very few movies, and I have Rex on my lap, by the way. Look at him, he's a baby! I have very few movies and television shows that I like anymore, and I realized that I don't enjoy a lot of movies and television shows, and I couldn't really figure out why until I started to really think about it. The past year, I have lived in an apartment with no cable. This means I don't see a lot of movie previews, I don't see a lot of television shows. I watch basically what I've been watching that I've really enjoyed for the past couple years, which is Walking Dead, American Horror Story, and Supernatural. And I was trying to figure out, why are these shows my favorites? Because the past, I want to say 6 years, has really brought on this new wave of shows, and it's a little bit more than 6 years. It's been, how long has Supernatural been out? Since 2005. But it was never popular until the past couple years, really, from what I've heard anyway. And I'm trying to figure out why are these different shows that we never really saw before this. You never really saw a show that just threw all this drama and horror in your face. And I never really figured out why this is something so new, and which is something that we haven't done before. Look at him. He wants to be on film so bad. Isn't that right? You want to be famous. But anyway, and I realized that I haven't watched much, modern television in a while, and I haven't really seen any new movies. I've been watching, the same, 30, 40 horror films since I was born, and, I couldn't really figure out why that was, and why I don't really like, things in other genres. It's very rare that I like a movie that's about a drama or about a comedy, and it's any of those genres. I really have always liked horror the best. And a couple months ago, we were on vacation, we were in a hotel, and I was hanging out in a hotel watching television, and I'm like, wow, I don't like a lot of these shows. They are very annoying, I don't like the characters, and I realized that television shows are kind of repetitive, and a lot of the stuff I don't really agree with and I don't find funny. Because for the most part, on most television shows, you've got, one or two main male characters. And then you've got all these females that are only put there kind of to progress the male's characters. And I find that I can't relate to that, and if I don't can't relate to it, then there's nothing much left for me to enjoy. And it's not fun for me. And I realize that if a show isn't like that, and it's specifically there are female characters, they always live out some sort of really awful internally misogynized fucking stigma. They're always the two girls that think they're different than everybody else, and they're like, oh, we're not like other girls, and they just sit around and talk shit about other girls all the time. And I'm so against that. I think all women should just be fucking nice to each other. Stop. Who cares what she's wearing? It's not bothering you. Is it really, are you laying up at 4 in the morning and God, that girl I saw on the street a few weeks ago, her fucking skirt is not in this year, and I can't believe it, and I can't sleep because of it. No, it's not affecting you. Who cares what she likes to wear? Who cares who she likes to sleep with or date? Who fucking cares? And all these fucking female shows are based on this. I want a TV show that's just strong females out shooting zombies or punching a ghost in the face. That's what I want. That's what I think I could really enjoy. But we don't have that. When we have shows that are they're made specifically for women, they hold to all this really horrible misogynistic stuff, and I can't do it. And it's also the same in film, because it's the same thing over and over again. You've got your main male character, and then you've got little female characters that are just there to basically progress the story for the male. And I actually was thinking about this, and I had talked to a friend about this, and I'm like, hey, this is really bothering me. And this was a long time ago that I talked about this specific issue, too. And so it's been like a little bit of a small issue that's just been growing over the years. And I was talking to a friend and I'm like, I've never seen a woman in a film that I personally can relate to. Like, look at me. I am a sex worker with blue hair. And you don't see the girl with colored hair, as the main character. You see her as the side character, like the girl at the coffee shop that's really mean to the main character. And you never see that for girls like me. And I think that's very annoying. I don't think it's like, important. I think there's a lot more people in movies that should be there before me, but I'm saying, why I personally can't relate to film. And this friend I was talking to was saying, well, what about Ramona Flowers? Why don't you relate to Ramona Flowers? She's a blue-haired, babe. And I was like, why don't I relate to Ramona Flowers? And I'll tell you why I don't relate to Ramona Flowers. She is an object. She's treated as a trophy for the whole film. The whole Scott Pilgrim versus the World film is, oh my god, Rex, relax. I understand you want to be famous. But yeah, the whole film, she is literally just an object. The whole film is about Scott Pilgrim, not Ramona Flowers. The whole film, the main character is Scott Pilgrim. I swear to God, Wallace Wells gets more speaking lines than Ramona Flowers. We learn more about Wallace Wells, the gay best friend, than we do about Ramona Flowers, the magical girl, the pixie dream girl that Scott just has to have. And so he treats her like a trophy throughout the entire film, and that's why I can't relate to her, because she's not a person. She is a fake object person, and it's just, no. Give me a movie that's Ramona Flowers versus the world, where Ramona just kicks ass throughout the entire film, while Scott's like locked up in a cage and nobody wants to listen to him. Which I think the book was a little bit better and like gave Ramona a little bit more of a character, but still, she's treated a little bit like an object in the book too, and it's bothersome for me that I can't find any woman really in a TV show or in a book or in a movie that I can relate to, because women are treated, so objectively. And if they're not, they're basically holding to this horrible misogynistic stigma. And I feel like now that I enjoy horror films and like horror television shows, because I really like horror. I like to think that, there's something more to the world. I like to think that, there's something more than having to deal with, fucking women being objects or being, misogynistic tropes. And I just enjoy that. And I think it's a lot more entertaining, and it distracts from the fact that if you took a lot of these horror, like, facts out of these shows, it would pretty much be another shitty show. For example, Supernatural, and there are a lot of issues with Supernatural. Oh god. Okay, so it's two brothers who use women to basically progress the story. And I'm not blaming this on Jensen and Jared. I think they're fucking awesome people, other than the fact that Jared can be a dick at times on Twitter. But if you took the horror aspect away from Supernatural, it would be the worst show ever. And it's just surrounded by a bunch of dudes, and you have no really, like, good female main characters, and it's very annoying. And then you've got American Horror Story, which I fucking love because almost all of the main characters are female, and they don't always stick to these horrible tropes. And, oh my god, but if you took the whole horror thing away, it would just be really, really boring to me. And then you've got The Walking Dead, which, of course, the only real female lead that they had in the beginning of the film, they killed off. And we didn't have her anymore. And most of the female leads that we've had over time aren't female leads anymore. And it's very annoying, really. So if you took the zombies away from The Walking Dead, it would be a very, very bad drama. It would be a very unentertaining drama. And I think that horror enhances television. I think if we threw some zombies in some TV shows that suck right now, they might be good TV shows. Like, for example, a couple of years ago, before I fully filled out into what I believe in and, you know, what I know now, I was very into How I Met Your Mother. And now I kind of don't like it because it holds to a lot of this really awful stuff and teaches these horrible lessons, and I'm just not about it. So I was just thinking, what if you threw zombies into How I Met Your Mother? And I'm gonna let you guys, you know, answer that in the comments section or send me a message on Tumblr to see what you guys would think would happen if that happened. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry I babbled on for so long. I'm just very passionate about this. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching.